Good morning. Good morning. What's happening, family? Welcome to the show this AM. You are listening to Michelle Bryant here at WNOV 860 AM, 106.5 FM. Yeah. A lot going on. It's going to be a crazy day today. But let me start it off right by saying good morning, home training. My mama said, I ain't sleep with you last night. Good morning, Carvey. How you doing today, sir?
Why you ain't talking to your mic, man?
Good morning, Michelle. I'm doing good.
See, that's why he don't even need no mic.
I like that jacket you got on, though, by the way.
To my mind?
No, not yours. Not yours.
You been hanging out with Mano.
Not yours.
He said no. No.
What's wrong with the one I got on?
Not yours.
Not yours.
What's wrong with the one I got on? When you don't have an answer,
with the
that
quickness,
only proves
no
my point.
I just like that color Michelle got on.
Oh, what is that? Peach?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not peach.
What is it? It's not orange.
It's like
Peach. It's closer to peach, Michelle.
No, it's like a salmon. I know you're not up on that.
A Negro.
I know.
Just grab like salmon. I got a salmon color.
I know
peach.
You're not up on that. I
probably am not up on the
salmon.
salmon.
I get it. Good morning, Alex. How you doing this morning? I do. I understand. Hey, Debo, how are you this morning?
Hey.
How's it going? How's life treating you?
Great, Michelle. Certainly
great.
Really. So I can't. You didn't critique his response.
I didn't critique you.
You're great. Right away.
That's not a critique.
Same.
You're a little sensitive.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
must
not
be coming off your afternoon.
Oh, so you want to immediately resort to bringing up Jermaine's rants on yesterday.
You little Michael Jackson-ish right now.
Wow. How can somebody try to rib me? I'm sitting here talking to him. We looking at the screen and his whole lens fall out. His shades. Now his regular glasses, he ain't got but one lens in them. Then I sit down and he pulled the whole computer monitor up here. Because boy can't see. So I'm not tripping on Jermaine. He's my friend.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I remember when he was born.
You said Jermaine Lee.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He got his little shades on. He's cool as a fan, right? Cool as a cucumber. He said, "Yeah, look at this, man." And then I put it in the lens and bloop, 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 and it fell out. I said, man, damn. You mean the lens fell out your shades too? Cause I seen he got
the same eye.
Same eye. I don't know what the hell going on. But I'm not trying to start nothing. I'm not trying to get back at him. It just, man, get your glasses together. Whole glasses game is just off. Yeah, but it just bloop, bloop, bloop. It fell down. I said, man, out your shades too? Yeah.
So,
man,
Jermaine is sitting up talking.
Whoa. He know I ain't lying. That happened. That happened just yesterday. But I let him, I marinated on that overnight. Sorry, Kyrie, I shouldn't have said marinate. Because that immediately brings your mother into it. Oh my God. And so, I don't want to put your mom in it.
Oh, he ready.
Okay.
With a good marinade there.
He ready this morning.
I sat up all night long.
It's sad that we have this intro.
Yeah, and you start all of it, Michelle.
I start nothing. I say good morning.
This morning I stand there, and, being a gentleman, I say, good morning, Michelle. Hey, bro. And I hold the door open.
Don't run up over here.
And you
don't run
look
up over
me
here
from head to toe.
Yeah, because we both know you holding the door as far as the hinges go. So
I want to be sure you got in unimpeded. I didn't want nothing impeding your path.
I appreciate that you're still smarting from the beat down that you took yesterday.
Well,
I do.
I think I redeemed myself.
No, well, let's
get that eyeglass game together.
But don't come for me.
No,
I ain't call you.
Michelle. You
don't come
you
for me.
Silently.
I
spearhead all of this stuff that goes on around here.
I
you
resent
do
the implications that I have.
You resemble the implications
that I have
put out before you
with the foolishness that goes on with you, bros.
Right.
I'm the one that tries to bring order.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm looking for that little midget, though. If anybody's seen the little midget,
could you not call people midgets?
She's
I think
a midget.
they're called little people. They're not called midgets.
Oh, that's the politically correct way to say it.
There's you have to be mindful of that.
Small people.
Okay, I'm done talking to you.
Now you don't want to talk to me no more because
I don't want to talk.
Because come to find out, her name is Michelle Bryant. That's why you don't want to talk to me. I'm just kidding. Good morning, folks.
Wait a minute. What the?
Good morning, folks.
Okay. Nah. Okay. So I'm done with you and your foolishness.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna turn my mic off.
It'll
be right back. Turn Kirby's off too. I'm just saying, there's a reason I didn't hook his mic up for as long as I did.
Really?
Now he's hooking it up himself now.
Really?
Somebody didn't show them how to hook up the wire.
So you are conceding that you just sat on it the whole time, intentionally?
No, I'm not.
You didn't tell on yourself.
I'm not
there's a reason why.
I'm just saying.
I didn't hook it up.
I'm just saying.
You have just told on yourself, Mr.
Lean on me.
Innocent. You always
when you're not strong.
I always try to play innocent.
And I'll be your friend.
Hey, don't need your kind of friendship.
No, this dude gonna say, I told you with Bill Withers. We was singing.
You let it go. You be acting like that old uncle that won't let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go, bro.
Wake up, man.
We on some new stuff.
Go to sleep, man. Eat, man. Think, man. Everything you do, man.
I mean, I'm your mama's brother.
Unless he got some snacks.
Yeah.
Then he in a good mood.
Carvey, yesterday, as Michelle was departing the building, I said, Michelle, you may want to dip in here. I've got great snacks in the office here.
And what did I say?
You sound like Carvey. You sound like Carvey. I've got snacks.
Okay.
Nah,
see how you try to sow division.
Really?
See how you try.
Or did you not say
it? Was aimed at you. It wasn't aimed at Carvey.
I'm done.
It was aimed at you.
Did you say verbatim what I said?
I was basically saying that where you tease Carvey, but you sound like the same.
But you a grown ass woman.
But no. Let's be clear.
Oh, I wanted to tell you this too.
No.
Yesterday evening, I was out and about, and a young man came to me. He said, "Man, listen,
he just threw you off.
You and Michelle." No. But I want to give her accolades. Certainly, he said, "Man, you and Michelle." He says, "I'm taking my son to school every morning, and he's a basketball star. He's into athletics, the whole piece. His son is."
Star.
And he says, "I put the radio on, you and Michelle, as y'all be clowning in the morning, and he's going to listen to talk radio." He says he's informed, he's knowledgeable because of that show in the morning. I make sure that he listens every morning. So accolades to you, and shout out to the fathers out there who are trying to make sure that their kids are informed.
I've actually had a lot of dads say something to me about the fact that they got their kids, their boys in particular, listening. So I apologize that they have to hear the foolishness that starts.
Oh no, they
every day.
You got to give them something to laugh about, Michelle.
Ike Turner.
But when it comes down to substance and real day-to-day issues, you can't tune in anywhere else.
Yeah,
other than here with Michelle Bryant inside the midweek flow. I mean, I'm sorry. What's the name of this show?
Yeah,
say something real.
That part. I appreciate the little pivot.
Yeah,
but I'm not done with your little comment trying to sow division. Between me and Carr. I don't appreciate it, bro.
There's no way I could ever do that. and I've never sought to. Again,
it's all good. I've been working on something.
That's what we worried about, Carvey. That's what's got us concerned. You working on something. Yeah.
You know what?
That's why we
You already know that this afternoon is gonna go real bad for you.
Hey,
I mean,
I didn't tell a lie. I did not tell a lie. The glass lens fell out.
Hit the all your little supporters gonna be sad.
I said, man, what? Your sunglasses.
Your wife pulled up yesterday like, y'all ain't have to do my bang like that.
No, it's okay.
I'm like, I ain't had to do with that, Jackie. She rolled up like that.
If it's time to get busy, she's going to roll up the same way. Like, come on, baby. Let's get them. Let's do what we got to do. Yeah. Y'all just be, hey, watch the news. Radio station staff.
Oh, we
got their behinds whooped.
We gonna be. Wait a minute.
By husband and wife duo.
They're gonna be like,
more
and the
details,
wife had to do all the heavy lifting.
Hey, what you think I got her for?
You know what? Stop talking to me, man.
Heavy lifting.
I'm trying to.
He got him.
I'm trying to do a quality program. Stop talking.
Okay, Michelle. I'm trying to get ready for work. Ready for work.
What?
Like many others out there, they're trying to get dressed and get on into the work spot. But I mean, you're not just going to you nor Carvey nor Jermaine are not just going to like handle me any kind of way.
Hold on, player. I wasn't in that.
Yeah. I'm sick of this round here.
I just lied.
Oh, here it comes. Now, y'all ain't heard nothing.
Hold on, bro. I didn't say nothing.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Now, I can't.
You sound like Carvey. I got snacks.
That wasn't on the radio. That was not for anybody else's.
But you that's what I'm talking about, Michelle. You set things up prior to. You knew this was going to come up this morning.
How did I know?
Because you said it.
I never said I got candy like that.
Carvey, I was out there.
You were.
I walked out. The kids walked by and said, would you like to buy some water, sir?
He
said, no, I don't want any water, but I've got candy.
Dude, you sound jingling.
And he did. He jingled the bag. He just pulled a bag of fruities out of his pocket. And then he said, and it's fresh. Carvey, no, Carvey, no.
I'm sick of you.
When the kids walk by and say, Carvey, you don't even know how that sounded and or look. Don't do that, Carvey.
All right.
You sound like the dude in the little minivan. Okay. It just slows down and rides by. Hey, kids, I've got candy.
You've been studying.
And it's fresh. Because I had never heard that and it's fresh line. So that's some new stuff y'all doing, huh? And it's fresh. My kids care if the candy fresh.
Oh my God. I cannot stand you, Debo.
I apologize to the listeners out there.
Dude, station management really needs to rethink this morning.
Yeah.
This morning lineup. It's ridiculous, man. I shouldn't have to work like this. Yeah. I cannot
the things
work
they
like
asked
this.
me to endure.
Really? Yeah. Because the things that like everybody else is subjected to. Jesus.
Right.
Moving on.
Carvey with his fresh candy.
Come on.
With fresh snacks.
Oh, wait a minute.
Jermaine,
it sounds like you keep trying to come for me.
He should just get him a spectacle because that one eye, you don't need.
It sounds like. But you know what?
What they call that thing when you got just the one?
I wish I would.
What they call that?
I wish I would help you. What
what it's called.
I would help you.
That's what he need.
You know.
Just that
now, when
that
boy said something about you wearing Stacey Adams sneakers yesterday,
I know. I told him I have Stacey Adams
that's what you
sneakers.
said.
That's right, and I do. I own a pair. Trust me.
Somebody said, "Does Carvey have concepts?"
Okay. See.
They got you in the Donald Trump category.
See?
I don't have a plan, but I have concepts.
He made that up.
I didn't.
I swear to God, Carvey, somebody texted me and said, "Does Carvey have concepts?"
Then he gonna try to come for my cross yesterday.
Carvey said he was working outside.
Who ribs on the cross? Who ribs on the cross? He's supposed to be a Christian. Don't talk about nobody.
Oh, this was a good one. Oh my God, they said does Carvey have concepts? Woo, I love this audience. Y'all,
no, he doesn't have concepts, but he's got candy.
Look, he said he was working.
And it's fresh.
He working.
I never said it like that.
Fresh
said,
candy.
Hey, yo, I got some
Y'all
candy.
so dirty. Man, go to the caller and hung up. Call, I was just about to come to you.
What did you say, Carvey? What did you say to the kids that day?
I said, hey, y'all want some candy? He said, yeah. I said, and it's fresh.
So all you did was confirm what I said.
But I ain't say it like you said.
Same difference.
Oh my
candy
God.
And it's fresh.
Carvey, your voice is so deep. I didn't realize your voice was that deep.
It's not. That's his radio voice.
No, you have a radio voice.
My voice don't
everybody talks about Debo's radio
His voice changes every everything.
Your boy just hit me.
Who's that, Mano?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He got his spectacles.
Jermaine Rideout said, "LOL, I'm watching." Tell Debo, tread lightly.
Okay, so text him back and ask him, did his lens fall out yesterday?
He listening.
Yesterday it happened. I mean, I let him ride.
Why you come out here and tell people that this man
made sure he was good today?
Somebody said, and no one had on Stacy. Oh wait, they said it was. Oh my God!
What?
Somebody just texted me. Wait. Oh my God, I love these. Oh, I love these listeners. Somebody said it was 900 people at the early voting in person on 60th and Capitol,
and no one had.
No one had on Stacey Adams sneakers.
Wow.
Happiness donuts.
Because they don't know nothing about fashion.
Is that what it is?
All 899 of y'all, including yourself.
Your guy with the Nike outfits on 20th and Port Washington.
There is no such thing as 20th and Port Washington.
That's his code word.
We doing tags today? Are we checking tags today? Michelle, can we move on?
Are you ready?
Yes,
You done wasted 20 minutes of my life.
20 minutes
that I can never get back.
That
20 minutes.
Listeners have been asked to endure this foolishness.
Yeah. Well, look, some of them is participating. Somebody do Carvey had concepts. Did nobody else have?
That's all he's got is concepts.
Oh, you know what, Jermaine? He'll have his phone. Jermaine must be trying to call you. He said, "Oh wait, is that Jermaine? Oh, that's him right there."
Yeah, let's see what Father Time has to say.
Hey, caller, what's happening?
See,
Don't forget I got the button, Mano.
huh?
Don't forget I do have the button this morning, you know.
Yeah, that's all good, but you know, I got car keys, so I could just pull up.
He said I got car keys.
What you trying to insinuate? I don't have car keys.
I can just pull up on you.
He said I can pull up.
So did your lens fall out yesterday as we were talking?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my lens fell out just like your pants pocket.
That never went over the air, just so you know. My pants pockets fell off.
Your pants pocket fell off the other day on the jeans you had on.
Man, quit lying. See, my stuff is true. Everything I've told of Carvey and of yourself have been true occurrences.
Oh my God.
Michelle, this afternoon, ask him if you can see his glasses. His real glasses. I mean, and then I get in here yesterday, Michelle, he done pulled his damn monitor. He got that damn thing sitting right here because he can't see.
Okay.
Man, why you pull the whole monitor all the way over in your lap like that?
Michelle and Carvey. We gonna give Debo this 7 o'clock hour. But boy.
At 3?
Wide awake at 3 o'clock.
At 3, I told you yesterday when you were leaving. I said I got you in the morning. I didn't say in the morning. I said in the morning, and you belongs to me.
But you know what, Doc?
Are you working out right now?
I am on my way inside of the gym. I'm sitting in the car.
Be careful in there, man. I don't want you to hurt yourself with all them dumbbells and weights and stuff in there.
What's going to happen is
on the counter you can't see and all. I don't want you to, drop nothing on yourself or nothing,
Okay. Now, I know this Teletubby ain't healthy. You should be in the gym with me, Doc.
I should be there. I don't deny it.
You need to run.
He just called me a Teletubby.
Yeah, Doc.
Jermaine, go work out. Jermaine, go
work out, man.
May the Lord watch
between me and thee. While we're absent one from another.
Keith Harris, go from this place in peace.
Yeah, let's go in peace.
Oh my God.
Okay, Michelle, we're done.
Are you done?
I raised my hands.
20 minutes.
And champion, I got him this morning.
People done got to work and they got no information.
They got
They ain't
enough.
learned
They know
nothing
Jermaine can't see.
They learned
They
nothing.
know he need new pair of glasses, shades, as well as his real glasses.
Somebody said, "Hang up, Jermaine." Debo won.
Somebody said that on Facebook. Ah,
Yeah, I got him this morning.
Yeah, you got him this morning. Okay.
He got me yesterday though.
Look, to the point that the caller made, who said that 900 people showed up and not one had on a pair of Stacey Adams. The information from the early in-person voting is available, and at the Capitol Drive Voting Center, in fact, 921 people showed up to vote yesterday. Over at Clinton Rose, 130 people. At Good Hope Library, 520 people showed up. MATC downtown campus, 119. Mitchell Street Library, 218. Over at Syrup Hall, 732 people.
Wow.
Tippecanoe Library, 421. UW Milwaukee, 395. Washington Park Library, 296. And downtown at the Zeitler Municipal Building, 1,009 people showed up to vote.
They gave a number this morning of about 5,000 cumulative.
Yeah, there was roughly about 4,761 people that came out for early voting on yesterday. There are new registrations. Capitol Drive Voting Center had 101 new voter registrations.
Wow, that's awesome.
So there were a total of, with all those places combined, 386 new registrations. 248 people dropped off absentee ballots yesterday. So folks were out and about. So I want to remind people, early voting has started in the city, and we need people to show up. Let's get this on the books already. Get your vote cast so that we don't have to worry about it on election day, long lines. You can early vote from now until November 3rd. Please call Polls to the Souls for rides. I talked to a sister yesterday who had took an Uber.
Souls to the polls.
Souls to the Polls. My bad. What I say?
Polls to the Souls.
My bad.
Website is right there as well, over there in the window.
Oh, that's too far away. I can't see that.
Help the old lady out, Carmen. Help Michelle out.
I can see it. Thank you.
He on one today.
I know he's just crazy. But a sister said she took an Uber to get to the polling location, was going to Uber back home. And I told her, look, please utilize Souls to the Polls. People got to be able to justify these programs staying in existence. And, you are not causing any, because people say, I just didn't know if it was legit. I didn't know. It's legit, y'all. Oh, yeah. These people that come, they are vetted. It is safe. Please, please, please utilize Souls to the Polls. Keep these folks busy so that we can keep that service as a regular part of what we do, to try to make sure that everybody who wants to vote has an opportunity to vote. Okay. So with that being said, last night I couldn't sleep because I went to sleep early because I didn't get sleep the night before. So I must have woke up like about 2:00 in the morning, and I sleep with the TV on, and all of these ads are playing. When I tell y'all let me see if I can pull it up. I don't know how to spell psychopath. Psychopathic.
How do you spell that, Carvey?
Why you want to know?
See, Devo, why don't you go so weird?
He know why I asked.
Let me see. So there is a group of commercials that are running on air right now. Oh my God. When I say these are the most damning commercials, it is women. There's an article that plays, that is presented in the background and I saw 3 different versions of the commercial last night. 3 different women who are of the 26 who came out and made allegations against Donald Trump in terms of inappropriate sexual behavior towards them or outright assaults. The group is called Anti-Psychopathic Inc., and they are running these commercials about Donald Trump. And one of the commercials, the woman said she was there as a part of a photo shoot that was being done on Donald Trump and Melania. I forgot which magazine it was for. They were going to be on the cover, whatever. So Melania goes and walks away to go change or do whatever she's doing. The woman says Donald Trump hems her up in the house and shoves his tongue down her throat. And she says she had to use her teeth to like block him, from just staying in her mouth. And she said he was like grabbing on her. And he said he told her, we're going to end up having an affair, right? And the woman said she was just looking at him like, what in the world? She said a butler came in and that broke up the interaction. And then they went on the show. In the commercial, the photo shoot, him and Melania sitting there, different pictures of him and Melania. And this woman said the whole time that those photographs were being taken and we were there in that house, Donald Trump was trying to inappropriately touch me, grabbing on me, shoving his tongue down my throat, ultimately telling her, we're going to have an affair. The other woman, her commercial talked that this was the one that a lot of people heard about when she was on the airplane. And she said that Donald Trump sexually assaulted her on the airplane. And these women are given like dates and times, the year. And then, there are ancillary things to demonstrate that like he was there when I'm saying that this happened. And then she said she saw him a short time later and he looked at her. And Melania was at the event that they were at. She said, and he looked at her and said, oh, you the blank from the airplane. And she was just like, oh my God. So this group has come together to do nothing but talk about his behavior, inappropriate behavior when it comes to sex and women. And then they end these commercials like saying, and this man tells people he's here to protect women. It is so, the lady with the video shoot though, the photographer, she messed up the game because they had the pictures. Like, no, these are the pictures we took when this was happening to me. And had that butler not come in, she said, I don't know how far it would have went.
Has she filed any formal charges?
No, she said, because, back in the day, this is what, I don't know, 90s. She was just like back in the day. She said like she had blamed herself. She was like, did I do something? She was trying to go back and check her own behavior. Was I being flirty? Like what could have made him think that I would be interested in this? So she said she just kept quiet. Mm-hmm. But then when E. Jean Carroll's case comes out, all of these women are now standing here going, oh no, that happened to me. So while some folks felt like it was an isolated situation, they blame themselves frequently for what was happening. So I just have to just take a second to say, and I'm gonna see if I can find any of them and play them online. But these commercials that this group is running, and then my frustration, y'all should have been running them. I know it's serving as an October surprise, but y'all should have been running these commercials because they are so. You don't look at them and just go, oh, they lying. No. Especially on this woman with the photo shoot. And while I'm talking about them, let me just take a second. Donald Trump was at a rally. And of course, he was dragging Kamala Harris, just being disrespectful and out of pocket. And he said in the course of this rally, Kamala Harris was not out on the campaign trail yesterday. She took the day off to do television interviews. She had multiple interviews lined up because she had been out on the campaign trail for 2 weeks straight, every single day, multiple stops, multiple cities, multiple states for 2 weeks straight. So she takes off yesterday to do this series of television interviews. I know Telemundo was one of them that's supposed to air tonight. And Donald Trump stands at the podium and calls Kamala Harris lazy. They say she's lazy. Now, mind you, he has had a relatively light schedule. He's canceled a number of interviews, but he called Kamala Harris lazy. He then goes on to say that she was stupid, Then he asked his audience, you know, does she drink? Does she do drugs? Uh, she didn't even know where she was or where she was going. And then he went on, no one even knows who the hell she is. She says her name is Harris. Who the hell is Harris? That's what he was doing at a rally.
It's probably a little late in the game, but that dude really seriously needs an evaluation.
Is something wrong with this man?
Yeah, he needs an evaluation.
But so there were black people standing behind him at this rally, black women in particular, as he was calling her stupid and lazy and questioning if she was on drugs. And hang on, let me pull it up, Debo. Where's it? People need to hear this mess. Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Mine is ready.
Okay, let's see. Where volume? Oh, there it is. Okay.
He's still lying. It's just unbelievable. Like the IVF, the fertilization. I came out
Okay, that's as loud as I can.
totally in favor of it right from the beginning. She said, I'm against it. Carlos, she goes, he's totally against it. Every single item that having to do with energy, having to do with everything. And then she's got the worst governor in the country, probably the worst. I think she made a horrible mistake. We'll see what happens on November 5th. Let's see what happens. But there's something wrong with him. Honestly, there's something wrong. And there's something wrong with her too. She's slow, low IQ, something. I don't know what the hell it is, but they lie. We don't need another low IQ person. We had one for 4 years. We don't need another one. But I mean, Crooked Hillary lied, but she didn't do it like this.
You know what? They're not going to play the full thing. I will find another one. Yeah, just the. Hang on, was this one it? Hang on, Debo, because I really want people to hear what this individual had to say. It was so crazy. When he stands up in a podium and calls her lazy as hell. I'll do it. I'll find it on the break. But he calls her lazy as hell. And, I just sat there and then all these white men sitting behind him as they chuckle and laugh and, ha-ha'd up, calling her slow and a low IQ. And I'm like, so this woman graduates from college. She passes the bar. She ascends to all these different roles and her IQ is low. So she literally is not bright, is what y'all saying. And all these white men sitting behind him and they just giggling it up. And I'm like trying to figure out, like, okay, and so you've accomplished what? You've done what? The whole imagery of it all. That you continue to, and it's a woman sitting there behind him. And I'm just like, just as a woman, you don't feel anything when he refers to another person in this way. And for the black people that was in the audience, I was like, you know what? Trump don't see y'all as nothing but a bunch of cotton pickers. But the thing y'all picking this time is picking off votes. That's what y'all doing. The enslaver used to have sex with the people they enslaved. Still didn't think nothing of them. Still thought they was trash and beneath them and below them, but used to have sex with them. Just like they did with the horses and the goats and the sheep, because they wasn't nothing but animals. So for these people that's sitting in these rooms and you think you special, you are nothing to Donald Trump but another cotton picker. The cotton you picking is votes. I gotta take a break. I'll be right back.
Trump said to me, I want to show you this beautiful painting, this beautiful room. He leads me to this room, pushes me against the wall, and starts kissing me forcefully. I tried to push him. He kept coming back at me. I was in shock and smothered, and he had his hands here against my shoulders. I felt sick inside. I felt horrified. And thank goodness a butler charges into the room. Like many women, I blamed myself. So Trump turned to me and said, you know we're going to have an affair, don't you? And Melania was approaching. I was horrified. When the Access Hollywood tape came out, and also stories of many other women, including E. Jean Carroll, I realized I was not to blame, that he was just a predator of women. What could have happened if the butler had not come into the room? Donald Trump is an adjudicated sexual assaulter. We cannot elect this man as president.
Anti-Psychopath PAC Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Be sure to
Anti-Psychopath. Anti-Psychopath Inc. And one of the main people that's helping to fund these spots is Donald Trump's former advisor, Kellyanne Conway. Her husband, George Conway, is helping to pay for these ads. And I don't know how many of them there are, how many different women they feature. But like I said, just last night, it was three different women, wow. 3 different accounts. And you got to watch the videos. You got to see the visuals when these women are talking. It is nothing short of crazy. And when I think about that whole piece about psychopath and being coral, thank you. Alex is looking online. He said, Michelle, is more coral. It is more coral. Thank you so much.
You're referring to your jacket again?
Yeah. Very good, Alex. Whatever, T-Boy. That's just so ridiculous.
No, Alex wants to chime in.
He had chimed in at 7:06. I just didn't see
Same
it.
thing.
It's not. He just whatever. So speaking of like a psychopath, when it comes to this dude, just if I could for a moment. So Donald Trump is, he did his little 15 minutes at McDonald's or whatever. They shut down almost a half a day so he could play behind the fry counter. And the people that were a part of this were all hand selected. Everybody, the campaign picked these people. There's no random customers. So in one, you see him actually handing fries to this black man. And you see the man's hand reaching up to get his little bag. And Donald Trump goes on to say that now he has worked at McDonald's 15 minutes longer than Kamala Harris has. Because again, he's still trying to falsely claim that she never worked at McDonald's. So the whole thing, not because I want to identify with working class people, not because what I want to understand, in terms of pay and, how people are working 2 and 3 jobs to get by. Again, 1 in 8 Americans have worked at McDonald's as a source of income. None of the economic stuff that's tied into what you would traditionally think about a visit to a local food restaurant. His point was to say, I'm better than Kamala Harris. I had fake people drive through and pretend that I was serving them and in some way having a real work situation. But the whole thing was just so he could say, I'm better than Kamala Harris. Like he said, he had a more beautiful body. The stuff that goes on with this dude. So when the stories are breaking about McDonald's and the E. coli, I started laughing. I was like, see, God don't like ugly. Y'all allow y'all restaurants to be used for foolishness. And now people out here dying. And somebody even a Wisconsin McDonald's, which they are not naming which one, somewhere here in the state, has the E. coli outbreak because they're saying that on the quarter pounder, those onions, slivers, they believe that is what was transporting the E. coli. So folks are like, yeah, we got rid of those onions. And now we're not even selling the quarter pounder for a little while. We've pulled it from the menu. And either way, I just had to sit back because McDonald's Corporation signed off on Trump because they said our message is everyone is welcome here. Yeah, but for political stunts or for real policy? because he was there for a stunt. Nothing that Donald Trump did benefited the country, benefited workers, benefited McDonald's. It was all a stunt. So you don't even ask nobody why they coming and then hold them to that while they're there. He just wanted to prove that Kamala Harris was lying about having worked at McDonald's. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Michelle, you know, if I had went through that McDonald's and he was there without a hairnet on, no gloves, and if he had said, oh, these are free, I said, well, no, thank you. You have nothing to offer me. And he did not prove that Kamala did not work there because he worked there. This is all very small, but I had an opportunity to go do some canvassing this past Saturday.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, the area that I went in, it was an area that needed help in. And some areas do not have as many canvassers as others. But we had an opportunity to talk to quite a few interesting people and an older gentleman. And this is what I was telling the young canvasser. I mean, he's not young. He's a junior in college, okay? And I'm telling you, I'm baffled at some of their logic and how they go about doing things. I said, now, when you see a sign in a window telling who they're voting for, you don't have to ring that doorbell. That's a registered voter. And they're telling you who they're voting for. But they don't go into anything, offenses that are locked in because a dog could come running around there and bite the crap out of you. And that's for real, okay? And so anyway, we stopped with this gentleman and he said, yeah, I'm a voter. You know I'm a voter. I'm sure that's what you're looking on that piece of paper there. That's why you got the name. And I thought, how do you get people that are not voters? All you have, if you call the election commission, are the ones that vote. So back in the old days, we would hit every house and find out what's going on. Well, this gentleman said, look, I have 3 sons. I told them if they didn't get around there and go and vote, they won't be parking here no more. Because number one, well, Dad, that's a woman. And this, he said, and so what? What college did you go to? And what information did you get to get this information that you're talking about that you know nothing about? So I had an opportunity. People were working on their cars. It was a beautiful Saturday. People were out, and I asked some young black guys, I said, are you ready to vote? Some told me yes. Some told me they were on paper and they couldn't vote. Held a nice conversation with quite a few of them. And so in this one car, these 2 gentlemen, I said, are you ready to vote? Yes, ma'am. I said, well, who you voting for? I can't tell you that. So the young lady in the back said, I'm voting for Kamala. And so I said, well, you don't have to tell me who you're voting for, but I hope you're voting for someone that's going to make a difference in your life and the life of your children to come. And they just looked at me. So the other guy in there was like, well, I don't know enough about her. I said, do you know something about Trump? He said, yeah, I know a lot about him. Okay, then. Compare that to the little bit that you heard about Kamala. What world would you like to live in? And then I just keep it moving. I don't try to lecture anyone. This is the 9th hour. And I'm telling you, Michelle, I can't wait till the 5th, okay? And I'm telling you, it's going to be an eye-opener, and it's going to be some shenanigans we're not ready for, okay? But I'm telling everybody, get out and vote. And they showed out up there on Capitol, okay? I was up there for the weekend, and people were going over there to register to vote. They had music. They had some of everything going on. And then they had a safe Halloween thing for the kids on 26 between Locust and Burleigh. I got a chance to ask those guys, make sure you get out and vote. It's critical. Not so much, I don't care who you go vote for. I want you to exercise that right. But I watched this program, and it was a 12-year-old and a college student. Do you know the 12-year-old had more to say than the college student? And all he was just listening to just random news things that he heard and listening to his parents talk. And he said, that Trump is not a very nice guy. I don't think, if I was a voting age, I would not vote for him. The college student, He said, "Well, I just don't know yet. I'm still out, trying to figure out what's what. No one's trying to figure anything out, and I'm tired of them making excuses for Trump. Like, oh, what he was just trying to ease people's tension and lightening things up and talking about, and not lecturing them. Really? He's supposed to be the president of the United States. And I don't know where it was that he was falling asleep, but if it had been Biden, we'd still be talking about it. But all I'm telling you is, Milwaukee, get out and vote. And men, what are you raising your daughters to be? Are you telling them they can be anything they want to? Reach as high as you can? If your son is a little mediocre and your daughter is a brilliant one, you're going to tell her to tone it down? Really? Let's wake up and really get about the business and be about our ancestors are turning over in their grave, because this is our opportunity to turn things around. Thank you for allowing me to speak, and God bless us all.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I appreciate the call. Carvey, can you help me with this next caller, please? Got somebody else on the line, and I'm, thrilled to hear her say that she was out canvassing, talking to voters, trying to get information about, whether or not people had what they needed. And for those folks who keep saying, I don't have enough information, it's just, for me, it's so simple. You got a cell phone. You got a cell phone in your hand right now, in your pocket right now. All you got to do is Google her name and put in any subject next to her name. Something will come up. So if you don't have enough information, fam, you're not trying to have it, because it's at your fingertips. You don't have to wait for nobody to call you, knock on your door, come see you. If you have a cell phone with internet access, everything is at your fingertips. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle. Good morning,
Good
Diva.
morning.
I wanted to comment about McDonald's. Back D.L. Hughley, when Trump announced his reelection campaign on Instagram, he published a list of restaurants that I've been boycotting ever since then. And I mean, these restaurants that came out to support Trump's reelection, like really before he made the formal announcement. And I have literally not eaten at any of them, and some of them were my favorites in all of that time. And except for, I did have, because I used to be a real big fan of the McDonald's Happy Meal. So about a year ago, I allowed myself to have one McDonald's Happy Meal. I will never, ever eat McDonald's again. And I just wanted to share that short list. In-N-Out Burger, Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, McDonald's, Wendy's, KFC, Pizza Hut, Olive Garden, Waffle House, IHOP, Carl's Jr., and Bang, which I don't think we have in Wisconsin. But what I will tell you is that I was still working when I started boycotting these particular establishments. And even though I don't eat a lot of fast food, I can tell you I lost 10 pounds really quickly. And I think it's because of all of the mess. There's a reason why these restaurants came out in support of Trump right away. And it's because of the stuff that he will allow them to put in the food and all of the foolishness they do with that food, the way they pay their workers. I've actually added on to this list. I added Papa John's on to the list. And anytime I read about some fascist restaurant that's doing anything that looks like what these restaurants do, I add them to the list. And I think that that's the other thing we can do is that, and I know these businesses suffered because I'm not the only one who did this, but we have to be very concerned about where we put our money and put our money where our hearts are. And I just want to thank you for allowing me to share this list. And I mean, I'm serious. I did not eat these people's food. And when I used to go to Olive Garden, I thought they would know me by name up in there. I went there so much.
No, I mean, yeah, and thank you for the call, and thank you for reminding us, because I remember the list. I remember the list very, very well. And when you mentioned one of the places, because it's the same, the guy, whatever that it is, he also owns what we knew as Hardee's, uh Carl's Jr. That's Hardee's. And the man who owns that franchise, uh that's who Donald Trump put in one of his positions to be over labor, in
Oh
which
my
this is a
God.
person who does not believe in raising the minimum wage. And
See,
so,
that's what I'm
yeah,
talking
Trump
about.
puts him in a role in which you are someone who does not want to see minimum wages raised for workers, and you running this agency for the federal government. Like, it was so crazy. And the number of people, though, on that list, that, like you said, I even think about when we talked about all of these billionaires that was giving money to Trump and Uline. I order from Uline all the time. And I finally the other day said, you know what? I can't, because I like certain types of hangers for my clothes, certain type of organizational things for the house. So I order from Uline, which is right down here in Kenosha. They were a huge multi-million dollar contributor to Trump. And I'm like, I can't, you can't take my money and do that. And so the crazy thing is trying to figure out where to shop, that my money is not going to be used to support some of these candidates that are so viscerally, repulsive to me. So thank you for reminding people that you can exercise the use of your money in your values and
Let
who
me
you
just
support.
add too, if you look at this whole thing with Elon Musk and the reason he would do these $1 million raffles that are supposed to be illegal, that they're not doing anything about, on Instagram, not Instagram, on YouTube, I saw a credible journalist go over what Elon Musk could win if Trump wins, in terms of him deregulating all the mess that this
Absolutely.
guy does.
Absolutely.
And so there's a reason why these rich people are supporting him, and it's not good for us.
Right. And Elon stands to come, and thank you, caller. Elon stands to come up on the business side, and Elon is also a racist. Period. I don't care what nobody say. He is a stomp down racist. Let me go to break. I'll be right back. Gotta talk about a couple of things locally. Number one, I keep saying this. We always talk about like our Secret Service and the folks who guard our people, and these are some of the best, the coldest, the swiftest to ever do it. How did a wrong way driver get on the freeway and be coming towards Vice President Kamala Harris's motorcade? The sheriff's department stopped him, but how does, like, y'all? Walls is in an accident. His motorcade, one of the times he was in town, and you got the Vice President of the United States, not just the candidate, but you got the Vice President of the United States traveling on one of our freeways. And a drunk driver is able to get up and be coming the wrong way. Man, I can't. I can't with these details. I absolutely cannot. I gotta take a break. I'll be right back.
person was using as an on-ramp that also says wrong way, but the 55-year-old man got on here anyway, a move that without exaggeration could have had worldwide implications. Take a look at the close call captured on video. The white car passes Vice President Harris's motorcade almost immediately. You can see it's moving slowly in the wrong direction. The driver passes all the vehicles in the motorcade. The last car, a Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputy, pulls the driver over and arrests him on suspicion of drunk driving. We're told he's a 55-year-old man. We're not naming him because he hasn't been charged yet. He could face additional charges for recklessly endangering safety for going the wrong way on the interstate. Vice President Harris was on her way to the airport following a campaign stop in Brookfield last night. This all took place in a matter of seconds at around 8:20 last night and very nearly could have ended much, much worse. According to an arrest document obtained by 12 News, the driver told deputies he was, quote, extremely surprised and had no recollection of entering the freeway or coming close to striking another vehicle. He also stated he did not have any intention of harming Vice President Kamala Harris or anybody related to her campaign. Now, we don't know if the vice president was aware of what was happening at the time, and her campaign isn't commenting on it, referring us instead to the Secret Service. They will tell us only that they're looking into the incident, but aren't giving us additional details at this point about security measures and just how close this driver came to possibly hitting Vice President Harris's vehicle head on. At 6th and St. Paul, downtown, Nick Ford, WISN 12 News.
So I just needed y'all to hear that in case some of us missed that story. When I tell you, I'm sitting here going, wait. You didn't just get on the freeway going the wrong way. You literally passed by the vice president and her entire motorcade while all these police, and if you look at the video from Channel 12, from Nick Boer's report, you see all the flashing lights. So it's squads and police and all kind of people on that freeway over by Marquette University, by the Marquette interchange. And you literally got to pass by the vice president. So what if you, and I'm sure the cars are bulletproof, but what if you decided to start trying to shoot or something? Or you decided to try to rear end the vice president? Or not rear end, but to plow into the vehicle carrying the vice president. How did you get to pass? And it wasn't until the last officers in that motorcade ended up pulling this dude over. But he had passed by everybody going the wrong way on the freeway. Nobody jumps out of formation and does anything to this dude. Somebody said, you know the answer to the question. For years, presidents have traveled freeways to Milwaukee locations. The sheriffs who are in favor of the other party never turned a blind eye until now. It's orchestrated. I blame the media as well. Everyone is trying to get the scoop, and they have no business announcing the routes or the times when the president, vice president, or other important dignitaries are traveling our freeways. How is the Secret Service even allowing that? I have been on the freeway when a motorcade came through. I believe it was Bush. They made me pull over, and I had to wait while them cars rolled by. I was over by where the Brewer Stadium is, and I had to pull over. I don't even know how I got caught up even being able to be there at that time, because they had closed off certain sections where you couldn't just ride through with the motorcade. And the officer flagged me, and he was like, it's okay, just pull over though. Just pull over. And I sat and I waited until they had gotten not past me, but way down the road. And then I was allowed to go on about my business. How do you get to be driving the wrong way on the freeway and pass the vice president? Y'all, it is a breakdown. These people are nowhere near as cold as they have made us believe all of these years. This ain't top flight security of the world. Craig is lying. This ain't top flight security of the world.
That's day now.
Yeah, it's not. You don't just get on the freeway, you get to drive past her. And everybody in her motorcade. And the last car in the motorcade is who actually stops and interacts with him, the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Department. It don't make no sense, y'all. It does not make any sense. It's scary, and people can say whatever they want to say, but this is scary to me.
But this isn't the first time we've.
Not at all. Not at all.
Didn't somebody get in the White House when Barack was in office?
Yeah, there was a gentleman who actually got all the way up in the White House. He had a backpack with knives in it, and an off-duty Secret Service agent was walking through the White House, noticed him, and and accosted him. But people have gotten over the fence to the White House. People have gotten, and this is during the Trump administration, during Obama's administration. Mm-hmm. People have made it onto the property, and you keep trying to tell people, like when Obama, the day that the man made it into the White House, when Obama was there, the Secret Service people was gone.
Well, that's because the first family wasn't there either.
But no, they weren't. They were gone because one of the Secret Service agents said gotten a call that somebody had tried to break into her house. Mm-hmm. And so she asked to leave to be able to go to her house. Other Secret Service agents decided we're going to posse up and go with her. And they left the White House unattended. That's how that happened.
How's that going? How did that work out for them?
I mean, they whatever went on, they haven't said anything, but they left the White House unattended. Mm. So she could go, I think she lived like in Virginia or somewhere. So she could run home. And then they go posse up and go with her. But this is nothing short of scandalous. I'm just like, how does this keep happening? Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
Hey, good morning, sis. Good. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Debo, how you feel, man?
I'm good.
Hey, I just want to comment. I'm going a little bit to the left on this one. Like the motorcade and everything, the drunk driver got on there. But I know Nick Bohr, whatever his name is, said this could have brought worldwide attention, right?
Yep.
I feel that it should bring worldwide attention to Wisconsin with the relaxed drunk driving laws. How in the hell can these people have 9, 10, 11, 12 drunk driving convictions and they ass not in prison? I know that may not have a lot to do with the whole situation.
But I mean, because at one point, and it's maybe not as much today, but this is the beer capital of the world.
Exactly.
Because you had all of these companies and beer was their business. So legislators were not going to do anything that could potentially have harmed Pabst, Miller, Schlitz, you name who else was here. So that's why we've seen such lax laws, is because of the type of industry that was in this state.
But I want to throw a little more in it. Now, if it was all these Negroes out here racking up with these 9, 10, 11, 12 drunk driving laws, it'd be some type of situation handled, But I mean, I know the majority of the people that's racking them, who they are.
Right.
So, but no, I just wanted to comment on that because, I saw the story Channel 12 last evening, but at the same time, I know that the drunk driving thing with him getting on really don't have the same conversation that you're speaking of.
No, it's a fair question. No, it's fair.
But I just want to break that up though, because I don't get it. When we do things, I'm talking about as a black person, there's always a solution. Just like we can't have a demonstration. Our demonstrations are riots.
Right. Right.
So, but yeah, I just want to comment on that.
No, that's fair. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
All right, power to the people.
Yes, sir. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello.
Hi, let me get you.
Okay.
I was watching my brother. The bigger question is, what if that car was loaded with explosives and they let that dude travel? I mean, just think packed with explosives.
Exactly.
And they did nothing. To me, I don't know. Maybe they should have took a shot at him or somebody. I know they got like them vehicles are armored. Somebody should have took a chance and just ran into him head on.
the fact that he was able to go all the way past her and all of those, people in that detail, it just blows me away. So,
my buddy always used to say when they jumped the fence with Obama, he said they was just telling him, you can be touched. And that's the first thing I thought about with that yesterday. But they let him get way too close to that lady.
Yeah. No.
To the future president. Let me say that.
Look, either way, I understand exactly what you're saying, and it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy that because everybody, this car coming the wrong way. So I'm like, I know some cars got to stay with her and hold that formation tight, but all these ancillary cars that's up there, like, what's y'all job?
Yeah, the lead cars, like, hey, we got something coming. What if that was a suicide bomber?
Right.
That should be investigated very deeply.
No way of knowing what was going on or what the intent of that individual was. I mean, exactly. It's just beyond me. And thank you for making that point about the whole suicide bomber, because that's an excellent point. I appreciate it.
It would make me think, Michelle, that maybe they currently don't, when they secure an area and, say, okay, we're coming through here, that they're not looking at off ramps. Because off ramps would be where he had to get on at.
They do that. They do that.
He had to get off. He had to get on at an off ramp.
It's way more comprehensive. They do that. I mean, I don't even, because you think about on that first assassination attempt of Donald Trump, and people are like, there was not great coordination between the Secret Service, local authorities. So who was covering what? Who should have, they said they weren't even on the same radio frequency. So they couldn't even easily talk to one another from radio to radio. And then ultimately, once everything was jumping off, then they finally got them all at least on the same radio frequency. So you just don't know in terms of the coordination, who gets assigned to do what, because you had city police, the county sheriffs, and the sheriff, because the highways is the sheriff, so that's them. But whatever role the Secret Service has to play in coordinating that, it just was unbelievable to me. And then you think about the Donald Trump situation, in which they say people saw the guy crawling up on the roof. Had they put drones in the air, they would have saw this with the drones. And I just don't understand how you let this happen, particularly given that Walls' vehicles, his cars in his motorcade, not him directly, but other cars in that motorcade, were hit by an accident, involved in a car accident. And as I've said, I've driven in those motorcades. I've driven Chelsea Clinton and been a part of these little motorcades. I know how this goes.
You had Chelsea in the car with you?
I had Chelsea and the baby. I've driven Chelsea. I've driven Elizabeth Warren.
So you big time?
No, I'm not big time. I mean, they just will tap people and ask people, can you help out? And in Elizabeth Warren's case, I was working for the Mary Burke campaign at the time. So it was just she was coming in and out of town to support Mary Burke. So I drove her. I don't know.
Where's Mary? Where's Nikki? Where's Nikki?
Oh my God. He is such a irritating. Go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
Go right ahead, caller. You're on.
Good morning to everybody at your show.
Good morning.
This is retired police officer Prince Riley. The reason I'm calling, that motorcade, I don't know why I'm getting such an echo. But anyway, I worked on that detail before, and I was 3 different police chiefs, driver, bodyguard. Me personally, I am not impressed with a lot of the new law enforcement officers out here. When I have contact with them, I personally think I'm dealing with a bunch of cowards and morons. That's to be honest with you. There's nothing they can do to me now because I'm retired. But I am not impressed with how they investigate things and how they work. That's all I had to say. If you have any questions for me, I'll be more than happy to answer. But I am not impressed with the current law enforcement out here right now. And I was a federal officer for 8 years.
Prince?
So,
Prince Riley?
Yes, I'm still here.
I do have a question. Because so in regards to what I had posed to Michelle, is the off ramp something that they typically secure as a motorcade?
Yes, it is, sir.
So how is he able to get on? Because I'm assuming he had to come on because he's going the wrong way. He had to come on at an off ramp.
You are 100% correct. Every single off ramp is supposed to be secured. All of the bridges are supposed to be secured. Someone made a horrible mistake, and like someone mentioned, for example, suppose it could have been a suicide bomber, which is possible in this crazy world. A lot of people made a lot of serious mistakes.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate that insight. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all. For me, this just ain't rocket science. This is
Have a blessed day, everybody.
Yes, sir. You too. This is not rocket science. And when you see this kind of breakdown, that you didn't just get on, you were able to keep driving to the point that you passed the motorcade, Jesus. You passed her. And most of the time when the staff and the legislator, the vice president, these people are in the cars, they are working. They are already talking about the next interview, the next, the travel logistics, meetings are happening. They on the phones. They are not looking at the streets and trying to figure out what's happening around them. They are working because they have trusted that the people that I am riding with, they got me. But to the point that one of the people that texted me said, we now have seen political divisions show up in police departments. And sometimes people don't know if these people are literally going to protect me and do what they need to do. I think about Barack Obama sitting in that SUV a couple of weeks ago. And the security guard from the restaurant sees the SUV sitting in the alley behind the restaurant, and he goes down and is able to walk right up on Barack Obama, looking him dead in the face. Could see Barack working in the back of the SUV on his computer. Barack Obama was there to pick up one of his daughters. And the security guard has the wherewithal to say, oh, no, this is a bad situation. I'm not supposed to be able to get this close to the former president of the United States. And I got a gun on me. And the way it looked like Barack's window might have even been down. I don't know. But the man said I could clearly tell it was Barack Obama. I could see exactly what he was doing. And here I am standing less than a few feet away from him, and I got a gun. He went back into the restaurant and reported it to his management, who then notifies the Secret Service, who then wants to be Johnny on the spot and come running over and ask the man for his firearm. And now we want to investigate. Now we want to look into stuff and do it. Hey, y'all after the fact. The drama has already passed. Barack Obama could be dead right now. The moment's already gone by. So let's just let that sit for a minute. But speaking of the Harris campaign, I just gotta say, oh no, wait, before I do that. Okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna do it. Because I'm gonna come back to the Milwaukee Public Schools meeting last night about the safety resource officers. But speaking of the Harris campaign, I just want to say, I don't know who was a staffer who at a rally, I think it was in Pennsylvania, or was it Michigan? Let me see, who denied entry to a Muslim gentlemen, outside of the venue is a hot mess. So I'm going to take this directly from Newsweek. Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign has come under fire from at least one prominent Muslim American group after a local man on Monday was escorted from a venue hosting the Democratic presidential nominee's town hall in Michigan, Royal Oak, Michigan. The tension follows Harris's recent outreach efforts to the Great Lakes state's Muslim population, key voting bloc. Muslim Americans in Michigan typically vote for Democrats. However, a lot of the polling recently has come out that said that they are not planning to vote in this election for either Harris or for Trump. But Ahmad Gamet, an activist who once ran for U.S. House of Representatives in Michigan, told reporters that he had filed all the proper paperwork to go to the event. He stood in line. He went through the security clearance, and he was even seated. I got to take a break, but when I come back, I'm going to tell y'all what somebody on the Harris campaign did once this man goes online, feels, because you got to get security clearance to come up into these events. He did all that and was seated. Wait till you hear what happened next. I'll be right back. All right, family, welcome back. So before we went to the break, you got to tell the good, bad, and the ugly. Vice President Kamala Harris is in Royal Oaks, Michigan for a rally, town hall situation. A gentleman who is a Muslim goes through the proper paperwork to be vetted to be able to be in the building. He gets his information and confirmation that he is able to attend. He goes into the venue. He is seated. And at some point, after a few minutes of being, in place, a woman comes up to him and asks him to follow her to a door. When he gets to the door, she closes the door. 2 Secret Service agents ask the man to leave. They say that the campaign wants him removed and that if he does not leave willingly on his own, he will be arrested. The man presses to say, hey, what is going on? Why am I being put out of this venue? The officer then says, it's not us, it's the venue. Now, the venue has not in any way acknowledged that why do we care who's at her event? We don't know this man from a bag of peas. This has nothing to do with us. So they're all still trying to figure it out. In the meantime, the Harris camp releases a statement. We're sorry that this happened to the gentleman, blah, blah, blah. But hey, we already got problems in terms of Muslim voters. Michigan is no place to be making these kind of mistakes. If there was a legitimate reason why people didn't want that man in there, then people need to say that. But if this was discrimination of any kind, in any way, shape, form, or matter, whoever did it needs to be reassigned or let go. That's how critical this is. And this is a well-known advocate, because we tell people all the time, you never know who you're talking to, who you're dealing with, who's connected to who. So this is a horribly bad moment and bad look for the campaign, because these people are not playing. When a lot of folks in the Muslim community say they're not voting for Kamala Harris, they're not playing. They're not going to have no 11th hour come to Jesus moment. You got 40,000 Palestinian people killed. What's going on with Lebanon right now? Lebanese people they not playing with y'all. When these folks say we not showing up for her, we going to vote other races up and down the ballot, they are not playing. You're talking about potentially 200,000 voters in just one area. They not playing. We can't afford these kinds of slip-ups. Whoever that was, they need to be pulled. Or somebody needs to honestly explain why that man was asked to lead that rally. $200,000 registered Muslim voters in Michigan. In 2020, 70% of them voted for Biden. 200,000. The state of Michigan had an 11,000 vote margin between the winner and the loser of Michigan's electoral votes that day. 11,000. In Wisconsin, 20,000 vote margin. We don't have time to be pissing off 200,000 voters. So, yeah, I just had to say that one because that caught me off guard. Another thing that I was tripping off of last night in my 2:00 moment when I woke up is the story that was breaking news overnight that John Kelly, Donald Trump's former chief of staff, and he was the longest serving chief of staff under the Trump administration. Because, he was changing out staff like people change their underwear in the morning. Well, hopefully people changing their underwear in the morning. But John Kelly, who said he had planned to hold his peace unless he just saw something that was so egregiously out of order, he needed to speak up. has decided that he has now found something that's so egregiously out of order that he needed to speak up. And it was when Donald Trump starts talking about the possibility of using the United States military against what he calls the enemies from within, and specifically labels Democrats or people on the left that may cause a problem on an election day. Or I'm sorry, on the day after the elections or inauguration or whatever. When the legislators meet in DC to certify the elections, he doesn't see any scenario in which the right or Republicans would be causing a problem. He specifically identified Democrats. So John Kelly says that with election day looming, he is deeply bothered by Donald Trump's comments about employing the military against domestic opponents. He agreed to go on the record with the New York Times about the former president. Some of the things that he said had the hairs standing up on the back of not only, I'm sure, the reporter's neck who interviewed him, but also anyone that is listening and reading what he had to say. One of the things regarding Mr. Kelly, he talked about Donald Trump's fitness and character to be the president of the United States. Kelly was the Homeland Security Secretary under Trump before he got moved to the White House to be the chief of staff in July of 2017. He worked for nearly a year and a half in that capacity. It was a crazy period of time, and I'm paraphrasing some of this just to make it easier to get through. And a lot of inappropriate things went on, according to John Kelly, while he was in this role with the White House. So he said, on some levels, I would agree with some of his policies. But again, when you start talking about who is in this office, he said it's, quote, very dangerous thing to have the wrong person elected to high office. They asked him about whether or not he thought Donald Trump was a fascist. He gave the definition of fascist. And then he went on to say Donald Trump definitely fits the definition. He talked about Donald Trump again making statements calling disabled veterans and people who have been hurt or died on the battlefield as losers and suckers. He repeated that in the interview on the record with the New York Times. He went on to say that Trump, did not like that his presidency came with certain limitations in terms of power, and that he would frequently ask them, why can't y'all be more like Germany and have the type of loyalty to me that people had to Hitler. He also talked about the fact that, and I just want to say, using the military, no, not that one, because I already said that one. Where's the one about Hitler? One of the things he said is that Donald Trump pretends, to be about America and the rights of folks, but he does not understand the Constitution. He does not, he said, quote, he just doesn't understand the values. He pretends, he talks, he knows more about America than anybody, but he doesn't, end quote. Mr. Kelly went on to say that Donald Trump is basically clueless when it comes to the Constitution. He does not understand how it was designed and intended to work. Everything, the most important thing to him, according to Donald Trump's former chief of staff, is loyalty. And that people were supposed to be more loyal to him than they were to the Constitution. But nobody takes an oath of loyalty to the president. You take an oath of loyalty to the Constitution in this country. Other things that he said that Donald Trump talked about was that, and I'm looking specifically, again, back to the folks that had been harmed in military. He says, in response to a question about previous stories about Trump having disdain for disabled veterans, Mr. Kelly said Mr. Trump did not want them to be seen in public. He didn't want to be seen in public with those who had lost limbs on the battlefield. Quote, certainly his not wanting to be seen with amputees that lost their limbs in defense of this country, fighting for every American, him included, to protect them, but didn't want to be seen with them. That's an interesting perspective for the commander-in-chief to have, close quote. He would just say, talking about Donald Trump, and this is Kelly speaking, look at it. It just doesn't look good for me. That's what he would say. If a disabled veteran missing an arm, a leg, some limb, came over by Trump, Trump said it ain't a good look for me to be standing next to somebody that is missing limbs. Kelly brought up John McCain and said, that Trump repeatedly had disdain for John McCain and would go on rants calling John McCain a loser and again calling him a sucker, and wanted to know, why do Americans consider people that were killed in combat heroes? He just did not understand it, according to John Kelly. He said he would literally just go on extended rants about this. But you're the commander-in-chief, and you don't have no respect. You don't value that somebody gave up their life for this country, and he calls them losers and suckers. That's because he would never do it. He wants all the trappings of somebody who serves the country admirably as a member of the military. He want to wear the cute little uniform. He wants the salutes. But you're not willing to do none of the work. And you belittle the people that do. But yet you got all these veterans standing around Donald Trump waving a flag. But all you are is servants to him, to be able to afford him to comfortably live in this country, going about his rapist ways and being able to do what he does and parlay and use people. You're just a servant. You are that Negro that slept at the foot of the bed that was the foot warmer for the master. Or that when the master woke up in the middle of the night, the enslaver woke up in the middle of the night and was like, oh, I'm thirsty. It was some little black person sitting down, sleeping at the foot of the bed to hand him a cup of water. That's what veterans are to Donald Trump. You're there to enable me and my lifestyle and make sure that I'm comfortable. So, of course, Donald Trump's people, they come out, oh, John Kelly lying. We didn't say that. That's not true. He's a clown. Nah, everybody ain't lying, bruh. Overwhelmingly, the majority of military people that work with Donald Trump have all come out either against him, they have been quiet, none of them have supported him, or they have literally said, this dude does not need to be nowhere near the White House and the U.S.'s secret military information. Nowhere near it. If you have not seen John Kelly's interview, I encourage you to watch it. For the Republicans that keep trying to pretend that there is nothing wrong and that this dude is okay, I'm just saying. Somebody reminded me about his bone spurs. Yes, five deferments. Because he was around during the time my daddy was around when people were being drafted into the military. Dude couldn't go because he kept finding bootleg doctors or his doctor to be able to give him an excuse to get out of service. I got bone spurs. But then you fix your face to call somebody a loser. John McCain was nobody that should be respected or valued to you because he was captured. And you just look at veterans like, make it make sense, man. Because this dude wasn't going to go stand side by side and go shoulder to shoulder with you. So let me pivot away. Let me bring it back locally for a second. Number one, while we talk about the election, the members there, a number of members of the Common Council put out a press statement yesterday yesterday. They issued a press release. The press release says the city of Milwaukee is seeking poll workers for the upcoming general election on Tuesday, November 5th. Poll workers are essential to conduct open, accurate, and fair elections. These people are going to receive $220 a day as a stipend for a full day shift. And $117 a day, for a half day shift on election day. Additionally, poll workers receive $45 for attending the required training and a $15 differential for being bilingual, or additional $15 for being bilingual. Qualifications to be a poll worker include being a U.S. citizen, 18 years old, a resident of Milwaukee County, never been convicted of a felony, and not otherwise disqualified from voting. To be able to read and write fluently in the English language, hold no public office. The city is especially looking for poll workers who can work an afternoon shift from 1 p.m. until closing, and is bilingual workers that can speak in either Spanish or Hmong. The Election Commission is planning on holding its last training session for new poll workers on October 30th and November 1st for returning poll workers. Depending on the number of applications received, 1 or 2 additional training sessions could be added for October 30th. But we need people to help out in this capacity on election day. For more information, you can go to the city's website, and you can visit city.milwaukee.gov/election/help Milwaukee vote. Or just call your alderperson and ask them to tell you how to become a poll worker, what the process is. If yesterday was any indication, we are going to need as many people as we can to comfortably work the polls so that we don't have 5 and 6 hour lines and getting people through the process. So I want to make sure, again, this is a paid position, $220 a day for a full shift, $45 for the training, or $117 for the half shift. And they definitely need more people to do this in the 1 p.m. to closing time frame. Somebody said, is Clinton Road an early voting place? Yes, it is. Yes. Wait. Yeah, because they had 130 people yesterday at Clinton Rose. Now, speaking of poll workers, I skimmed across this, but I want to take a couple of minutes before I get off the air today, because a number of people got, nervous because they saw the 2020 election. They saw Donald Trump and his allies villainize poll workers. They saw women and Black women in particular, down in Georgia being harassed. Basically, Trump supporters coming to their homes, threatening these women, that ultimately these women had to move out of their houses. And I'm specifically talking right now about Miss Ruby Freeman and her daughter, Shay Moss, who testified before a committee in Congress about the treatment they received with Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani accusing them of fraud. Remember, they sue Rudy Giuliani and they win a settlement. The jury finds that Giuliani, in fact, did lie and commit fraud, and they were awarded $148 million in the defamation case that they brought against him. Okay? Rudy Giuliani has been appealing it and scrambling it and trying to figure out how not to pay these sisters. And so he was going to file for bankruptcy. He was trying to give some of his, valuables to his son, and his son saying, no. Even though my dad wore these rings every day from championship, sporting events, they really were my rings, and my dad just was wearing them. Shay Moss and her mama, Miss Freeman, said, you know what? We're not going to keep playing with you about this settlement that we have been awarded. So we need to start with coming after your assets. They brought him back to court. They wanted the judge to make him turn over his apartment, which is worth more than $5 million, as well as interest in about $2 million that he says Trump's presidential campaign owes him for his services. And the judge said, you know what? You're right. Rudy, you're going to need to run them that property within 7 days. You got 1 week to make it happen, Captain. We going to need you to start paying towards that $148 million. They also listed other assets that might be given. Oh, I'm sorry, not might, that must be given to Freeman and Moss. A 1980 Mercedes-Benz SL 500, previously owned by Lauren Bacall. A shirt and picture signed, respectively, by Yankees legends Joe DiMaggio and Reggie Jackson. Signed Yankee Stadium pictures, a diamond ring, custom jewelry, and the 26 watches, including the Rolex, the 5 Chanolas, the 2 Boulevars, and Tiffany & Company. We gonna need all that within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. In court documents earlier, Giuliani said that his Mercedes was worth about $25,000. He has World Series rings and other stuff that was worth about $30,000, but the value of the sports memorabilia was not fully known, but he wanted to give that to his son. The court said, run Ruby and Shay, they paper. Freeman and Moss can sell off the property to ensure the quick liquidation of the transferred assets is accomplished. So he had not paid these women anything yet because he was appealing the process. The courts have said you got 7 days. So I know what Ruby Freeman and her daughter went through was nothing short of hell. I know it was, y'all. These people lost everything because of what Donald Trump was willing to do to lie, and his enablers and supporters were willing to do to further the lie and back him up. But the sun does come in the morning. Within 7 days. This time next week, Monday, all them assets. Tuesday, gonna be transferred. They gonna own a $5 million apartment by next Tuesday. They also are going after his Florida house.
I was wondering where Rudy was.
That's worth more than $3 million.
Where's Rudy? I haven't heard from Rudy, and Rudy been ducked off. Quiet.
I'm just saying, this wasn't the way to have to get that money, but they get it. When we fight, we win. Not just when we vote, we win, but when we fight, we win. Y'all, it's a fight. This election coming up on November 5th, it's a fight, family. But if we show up and we do what we supposed to, we gonna win. Debo, yep. I appreciate you. Mm-hmm. Young genius, I appreciate you. And let me just say, as I close out, and Ruby and Shay need to just call Christie's auction house right now. Sell all of it for a profit. They don't need a $5 million apartment in New York.
I'd have to sleep in it one or 2 nights. just a couple nights. Just on GP.
And I appreciate it. I do.
Yeah, I'd have to just.
I ain't got to never step in it. Christie's, set it up.
Use the bathroom. Right. Times. Yeah, oh yeah, I got to do that.
Look, I will talk to y'all later this afternoon. I'm getting ready to go tour the house with Debo.
What you should do, I notice you have great eyewear. Take Mano with you.